Hi, chakra cards in this video, a 3-card spread. It's meant for the sign of Leo, but if you're drawn to this video, it's very much for you. I'm Andy, using Rachelle Charman's chakra reading deck here. So I've had a shuffle and let's turn over the first card for Leo, and this one is determination. It's number 16. Now this is the solar plexus chakra. It's the seat of personal power, and hopefully we've got enough of that. It gets involved with ego quite a lot, personal power, doesn't it? But you know, some people say, well, I have no ego, and that's their affirmation, that's their spiritual path, and I'm not going to criticize that too much because I don't understand it. But personally, I think if you had no ego, Leo, or anyone else in fact who's alive, I don't think you would actually be physically alive if you had no ego. If you kind of just ignore your ego, you never know what it's going to get up to. So think about that ego in terms of personal power and determination here, Leo. What are you actually trying to achieve at the moment? And, you know, what would you like to achieve? Maybe you'd like to achieve something and you think there's no point even trying. That is often a problem on the spiritual path, actually, because we can always shoot a lot higher than we would ever imagine that we could. So, Leo, what do you really want? Does it seem impossible to you? The more impossible it seems, Leo, the better it is to actually shoot for it and try and make it happen. I'm trying to make my YouTube channel happen, but it's been so many years now, I can't imagine I'm ever going to become a really big YouTuber. But it's brought me a lot along the way. I've learned a lot. It's brought me many friends, and if you're a friend watching, hi to you, and thanks for looking in. Subscribe to the channel, become a friend, leave me a comment, we'll share the journey. That is always such a good thing. And, you know, it's brought me kind of success in other ways. I do readings, that kind of thing. So it's kind of given me a good working life. It just isn't the working life I thought it would be. So it was worth shooting for the top of YouTube. It really was. Whether I get there in the end or not is another matter. But that is always the case on any kind of spiritual journey through life. And if you're drawn to watch a chakra reading, guys, I guess you've got something going on in terms of spiritual progress. It doesn't have to be all about God, you know. This is mostly about the higher self. That's what it's really all about. The chakras are spread right throughout the body, and this is the solar plexus chakra. It's kind of the third one up, you know. You've got the base chakra, and that's the root chakra, and then the sacral chakra. This one's all about personal power, and if you feel disempowered, Leo, then the thing to do is look at this image of the salmon leaping. Excuse me. Look at this image of the salmon leaping. You know, it's pretty much an impossible thing, or a thing that would look impossible to the fish as they try to jump and swim back upstream. That's something fish aren't really designed to do, but somehow the salmon always do it. And when they get there, they've reached the end of their journey, and in any kind of spiritual sense, it comes to the end of their worldly life. And who knows if there's a fish heaven? I suspect there is, actually, because I'm sure every creature has some kind of divine purpose and some kind of everlasting life. So if fish can do it, why can't you, Leo? Maybe you feel you can't, and the thing to do is just keep on trying, okay? And as I said right at the beginning of this card, it's the things you really think you can never have that you would like to have, but you think you can never achieve or have. Those are the things that it's really worth shooting for, because we all come to this earth with a plan. We all have some kind of mission in this life. We sign up to it before we come here, and the things you desire are really, strictly speaking, the things you need to do, okay? But you know, all about freedom of choice, and everything is in fact, you know, a decision that you have to kind of decide, is it worth doing this or not? But if you really want it, Leo, shoot for the stars, okay? Reach for the skies. Excuse me, reach for the skies within yourself. I'm gonna have a quick drink of tea, as I'm going all kind of hoarse and crackly. And we'll have a shuffle and find out what is coming next. That is number 16, by the way. Good number in numerology. It's kind of over halfway through the next stage of whatever you're working on at the moment. So it is a very positive card, actually. Just work on that solar plexus chakra. And if you feel disempowered at all, that will show up. Any problems at all with this or any of the chakras, you visualize that chakra spinning the right way, which is clockwise. Doesn't matter whether that's clockwise as I look at you or you look at me, as long as you're happy that it's clockwise. And as long as you're happy, that's what it's all all about. See it as nice and clean, and give any kind of problems to the light, okay? The angels will take care of it. The light will take care of it. That's where the transmutation is. That's where it all happens. So let's turn over card number 2. Now we're green. We're into the heart chakra here, and this is forgiveness. Now then, the pink is the colour of the heart chakra where it comes to sort of love and meeting people and having relationships and that kind of thing. But green plays into that. It's a big part of that, and it is very much involved with relationships in so many ways. But it also has to do with our relationship to everyone and everything. It's great to have love for everyone and everything if we possibly can. That is a journey all of its own. It really is, Leo. But it's a journey that's well worth undertaking. I suspect that a great many of us never actually get to the outcome of that journey while we're alive in this world, but it's a great way to actually spend your earthly incarnation working on. Great thing to work on, and a great way to be going. You know, if you're going a good way in life, then you're going to be attractive to other people, and you're going to attract to yourself the joy and the abundance that you want, as long as you're on that kind of pathway of looking for love and working on love and trying to have love in your heart. I always used to say to my 2 daughters, when they said they hated something, I'd always say, don't hate things, it's bad for you. Well, that's asking a lot. We're bound to feel hatred in life sometimes, but it's not a great thing to have in our heart, and it's always better to look for something more positive and to try and see the other side to the situations that other people get into within their own lives, and just the way the world works. I mean, we're going through some crazy stuff at the moment. If you're watching this when it's new, if you're watching in the future, fine, great, you're welcome. The best time to watch these videos is when you're drawn to watch them. But it's the heart chakra, so visualize it a beautiful glowing emerald green. Give any problems to the light, okay, for transmutation, and try to forgive, okay, because it's number 19. This is very, very close to completion of this particular leg of the journey that you're on, Leo. It really is. So try and find it in your heart to forgive if you possibly can. There's a song, it's a Ramones song, which is quite an old song now, I've got to admit, but I like it a lot. And I can't remember what the song is now, but the lyric is, if she could find a reason to forgive, then I could find a reason to live. And that's, you know, how important forgiveness is. By not forgiving people, you keep yourself in a kind of prison, really, and you kind of curtail your own life experiences, and everything becomes less happy. So keep on looking for reasons to forgive, because there always are some, you know, and the biggest reason of all to forgive is just not to have hate in your heart. So look at this character. She's kind of pondering. It's not easy for her to forgive. It really isn't. But the light is shining through her lower down there, and eventually she'll be engulfed by that light, because she will find a reason to forgive, and that will be her reason to live. I'm sure of it. Okay, let's go back to these cards. Beautiful cards by Rachelle, Charman, by the way. You can get them on Amazon. Here is the box. Really, really good deck to work with, because whenever we work with the chakras, we're all about the alignment that we have within ourselves, and that alignment reaches down into the Earth Star chakra beneath our feet, right down into the goddess energy, and right up to the Soul Star chakra above our head, where we link into the angels, to the divine, to the higher self even, you know. That is some way up and above the actual everyday life self that we have. The higher self is very, very strongly connected to the highest and the best of energies. It really is. So I wonder what the next card is going to be. Let's have a bit of a shuffle here. Give them a good shuffle, because sometimes the same card comes up as came up in the last reading, and I like to know that I've shuffled things really well when that happens, because then I know that it was meant to, and I know that whatever card comes out is the card that is meant to. Oh, one has actually fallen out there, so we'll read this one. Here it is. It's suggested itself, and it is psychic development. It's number 27. Now that is really very close to a key to what these other 2 cards were about, actually, because we started with determination and then we moved on to forgiveness, and those 2 things are really, really crucial in psychic development. You won't get far if you can't forgive, if you have hate in your heart, but the journey of learning to forgive is a very good thing in itself. So if you hold that intention that you want to learn to forgive, then you will be developing, and all the psychic senses will be in alignment with that. And also the determination card that we started with. If you're really, really determined to get places in your psychic development, then you will. And if you're determined to get places in your life, then psychic development will follow, because you'll be more in yourself. You'll be more like yourself. You'll like yourself more. All these words kind of seem to link up somehow. You will actually like yourself more as long as you stick to that determination to get things done. You know, we all need to have something about ourselves that we like. You've got to kind of look in the mirror in the morning or whenever you look in the mirror and think, well, yeah, that's a good person, that me. I can do things. I can keep on living because I'm me, and I'm maybe not always happy to be me, but I am me, and I've got certain things in my life that I'm proud of. And I guess you have too. You know, everybody has. Sometimes we bury them. We become so convinced that we're in some way we're no good or we've blown it all. But there's always something good in every life. Look back to that, Leo. Think about what it is. Okay, now this is purple, so it's the crown chakra. This is just the last one before, that's right at the top of the head, like the 1,000-petal lotus flower. And the next stage up from that is the soul star chakra, where we actually, that's kind of above our head somewhere, and it links us into the divine, to the wider universe. So that is what psychic development is all about, and that is where it happens. We are all on some kind of psychic development journey, you know. We really are. It's not so much a case of choosing to be on the journey or not, but more a case of choosing to actually acknowledge and admit to ourselves that we are on that journey, because that's what carries us forward, that's what carries us onward, and that's what carries us upward. Now, there's a crystal ball here. This doesn't mean you have to become a ball gazer, but it's a very good metaphor for when people don't believe they've got any kind of psychic gift, you know, because sure, you can look at a crystal ball and just see the ball. Happens to me, I'm a crystal ball reader, I do it all the time, but still sometimes I look at the ball and I can't see anything in it. But when that happens, what I do, and what a lot of people have said they do, is close our eyes, okay, and then we find that the information is coming, because crystals are so powerful. Whether you've got a crystal ball or not, we've all got some kind of crystal going on in our head. We've got the pituitary gland. The less fluoride we have in our life, the better for that, because it calcifies the pituitary gland. But that is what the third eye is looking at. The third eye is in the forehead chakra, and it is looking down at the pituitary inside the head. And this is what psychic development is all about, you know. A scientist actually once said that he didn't believe in God, but if there was a God, it would make a great deal of sense for God to actually make the human body with some kind of receiver in it, so that God could actually talk to it. And that is what the pituitary is, okay? And we do actually all physically have one. There's no doubt about that in scientific terms. In spiritual terms, well, it's entirely up to you what you believe. But your pituitary, my friends, is part of what has drawn you either onto the spiritual path or to watch this video today. So psychic development, it's always going on. It's ever onwards, it's ever upwards. It's number 27. So there we go. Three chakra cards for the sign of Leo, and for you, whoever you are, if you're watching this, thank you very much for joining me. Please subscribe to the channel, tap the bell so you don't miss anything. I'm really trying to grow my subscriber base at the moment. It would really help me with my YouTube dream to manifest it and make it real, so do subscribe. Thumbs up please if you've enjoyed it. It's a great help to me if you can share these videos and these messages on your social media, or with anyone else who you think might be interested to see the videos or to hear what I'm talking about here. I'll be back soon with more readings. Leave me a comment, we will share the journey, and I'll see you again very soon. Peace.